Have you ever sat in a darkened theatre, popcorn in hand, completely engrossed by a film? The way a movie can transport you to another world, make you laugh, cry, or gasp in surprise, it's magical. But behind every great film is a great script. That script, that blueprint for magic, starts with a simple thing, a blank page. Maybe you're filled with doubt, wondering if you have what it takes to write a screenplay. Trust me, everyone feels that way at first, but here's the secret. You don't need to be a literary genius to write a script. What you need is passion, a story to tell, and the willingness to learn and grow. That blank page is not your enemy. It's an invitation to create, to explore, and to share your unique voice with the world. Scriptwriting is more than just putting words on a page. It's a visual medium. You're painting pictures with your words, creating a world that will come alive on screen. Think of your favorite movies and television shows. What makes them so captivating? Is it the sharp dialogue, the intricate plot twists, or the relatable characters? All of these elements stem from a well-crafted script. Understanding these conventions is crucial for aspiring screenwriters. Knowing how to format your script correctly, how to structure your story for maximum impact, and how to write dialogue that sounds natural and engaging are essential skills to master. A screenplay is a blueprint for a film, and at the heart of it all is your story, your vision, your voice. Everyone has a story to tell. It might be a story about love, loss, triumph, or even something as simple as a day in the life of an extraordinary individual. The beauty of script writing is that there are no limits to what you can create. What makes your story unique is your perspective, your voice. Your voice is what sets your work apart from the countless other scripts out there. Write about what you're passionate about, what keeps you up at night, what makes you laugh, cry, or scream in frustration. These are the stories that will connect with people on a deeper level. Embrace your individuality, hone your craft, and never be afraid to let your voice be heard. Now that we've embraced the blank page and acknowledged the power of our unique voices, it's time to get down to the nuts and bolts of script writing formatting. A correctly formatted script is crucial. Think of it as the foundation upon which your cinematic masterpiece will be built. A script that follows industry-standard formatting tells agents, producers, and directors that you're serious about your craft. So, what exactly does proper script formatting entail? Luckily, it's not as daunting as it might seem. There are specific margins, font styles, and spacing rules that, once learned, become second nature. Screenwriting software like Celtic's, Final Draft and Fade In not only automatically format your script, but also offer helpful tools for outlining, character development, and more. Mastering these formatting fundamentals is a significant step towards transforming your story from a dream into a tangible screenplay. With a solid understanding of formatting, we can move on to the backbone of any good screenplay structure. Just as a house needs a sturdy frame to hold it up, a screenplay requires a well-defined structure to keep the story engaging and coherent. Think of a movie you love. Chances are it follows a familiar pattern, a narrative arc that takes the audience on a journey. This journey typically involves introducing the characters and their world, presenting a conflict or challenge, raising the stakes, reaching a climax, and finally, offering a resolution. Whether you're drawn to the fast-paced thrills of action, the witty banter of romantic comedies, or the spine-tingling suspense of horror, each genre has its own set of conventions and expectations. Understanding these genre conventions is like learning a secret language. Knowing your genre inside and out empowers you to craft a story that resonates with your target audience. Now that we've laid the foundation with formatting and explored the framework of structure and genre, let's dive into the heart of storytelling, creating believable worlds that transport your audience. Remember, a screenplay is a visual medium. Your words must paint vivid pictures in the reader's mind, immersing them in the sights, sounds, and even smells of your story. Setting the scene is about so much more than just stating a location. It's about using sensory details to bring that location to life. Instead of writing, the detective walked into the bar. Consider. The detective pushed open the heavy oak door, the stench of stale beer and desperation washing over him. A haze of cigarette smoke hung in the air, obscuring the mournful crooning of a blues singer in the corner. Details matter. Consider the time period, the geographical location, the socio-economic conditions, and how these elements shape the environment and, in turn, your characters' lives. A well-crafted setting is more than just a backdrop, it's a character in itself. A screenplay without dialogue is like a stage without actors. It's just an empty space. Dialogue breathes life into your characters, revealing their personalities, motivations, and relationships. It's through their words that they interact with the world, express their emotions, and ultimately drive the story forward. Writing compelling dialogue is an art form in itself. It's about finding the right balance between sounding natural and conveying crucial information. Avoid clunky exposition dumps or characters who sound like they're reading from a textbook. Instead, strive for dialogue that feels authentic to each character's voice and reflects their social background, education level, and emotional state. Remember, dialogue is not just about exchanging information. It's about subtext, the unspoken thoughts and emotions simmering beneath the surface. Characters are the heart and soul of any good story. They're the ones who make us laugh, cry, and cheer from the edge of our seats. But how do you create characters that feel real, relatable, and utterly unforgettable? It all starts with a spark, an idea that takes root in your imagination and begins to blossom. That spark could come from anywhere. A news headline, an overheard conversation, a fleeting expression on a stranger's face. The key is to be observant, to pay attention to the world around you and let those observations fuel your creativity. Once you have a basic idea for a character, it's time to flesh them out. Ask yourself questions. What are their hopes and dreams? What are their deepest fears? What makes them tick? Every character, just like every person, has a past. Their history, their experiences, the choices they've made. All of these elements shape who they are and how they navigate the world. Crafting a compelling backstory for your characters is like building a foundation for their present actions and motivations. Think of it this way. A detective haunted by a past case might approach their current investigation with a mix of cynicism and determination. A young woman who grew up in poverty might be fiercely ambitious and determined to succeed. Their pasts inform their presents, adding depth and complexity to their actions. Sometimes a hint, a suggestion, is far more effective than a lengthy exposition dump. We often root for the underdog, the flawed hero who stumbles and falls but keeps getting back up. Why is that? Because we see ourselves in their imperfections. Flawed characters are relatable, unpredictable, and infinitely more interesting than their squeaky clean counterparts. Don't be afraid to give your characters flaws, quirks, and bad habits. Maybe your protagonist is chronically indecisive, or your antagonist has a soft spot for stray animals. These imperfections make them feel real, human, and ultimately more sympathetic, even when they make questionable choices. Flaws also create conflict, both internal and external. Through their struggles, your characters can learn, evolve, and ultimately become better versions of themselves. We've all heard the writing adage show, don't tell. But what does that really mean in the context of dialogue? It's about crafting dialogue that reveals character through action, subtext, and implication, rather than relying on clunky exposition. Instead of having a character announce, "I'm so angry right now," show their anger through their actions and words. Maybe they slam their fist on the table, their voice tight with barely suppressed rage. Or perhaps they respond with icy sarcasm, their words dripping with venom. Remember, dialogue is not a substitute for action. It should complement and enhance the action, revealing layers of subtext and enriching our understanding of the characters. Pay attention to the rhythm and pacing of your dialogue. Just like in real life, conversations have natural ebbs and flows, moments of silence, interruptions, and overlapping dialogue. We've built a solid foundation, explored the nuances of character, and now it's time to weave it all together into a captivating plot. The plot is the engine of your story, the driving force that propels your characters through a series of events, challenges, and transformations. A strong plot is more than just a series of random incidents. It's a carefully constructed sequence of cause and effect, each event building upon the last, raising the stakes and leading to a satisfying climax. Think of your favorite movies. What makes their plots so gripping? Often it's the presence of a compelling conflict, a central problem or obstacle that your protagonist must overcome. This conflict could be internal, such as a character battling their own demons, or external, like a life or death struggle against a formidable villain. Remember, conflict is the lifeblood of drama. Don't be afraid to raise the stakes, to put your characters through the ringer, to test their limits and force them to make difficult choices. Section 2. Twists and turns keeping your audience guessing. A predictable plot is like a flat soda. It won't leave you feeling invigorated. Keep your audience guessing with unexpected twists and turns. Think of those jaw-dropping moments in your favorite films. Skillful plot twists create surprise and delight. A good plot twist should never feel cheap or unearned. It should arise organically from the story. A well-executed twist deepens the emotional impact. Remember, the element of surprise is powerful. Use it wisely and in service of your story. Take risks, challenge conventions, and leave your audience breathless. Section 3. Pacing. Finding the rhythm of your story. Pacing is the heartbeat of your screenplay, the ebb and flow that keeps the story moving at a compelling and satisfying rate. Just like a piece of music, a well-paced screenplay has a rhythm, a tempo that can shift and change depending on the needs of the scene. A fast-paced scene filled with action, urgency, and quick cuts can leave the audience breathless and exhilarated. Think of a car chase, a daring escape, or a climactic showdown. These moments are best served by short, punchy scenes, snappy dialogue, and a relentless forward momentum. On the other hand, a slower pace can be used to build suspense, explore character, or create a sense of intimacy. Think of a tense conversation, a moment of quiet reflection, or a scene that delves into a character's backstory. These moments benefit from longer takes, more detailed descriptions, and a more leisurely exploration of emotion and subtext. The key is to find the right balance, the rhythm that best serves your story. Don't be afraid to experiment, to play with pacing, to create moments of both breathless excitement and quiet contemplation. Section 4. The art of suspense. Building tension that grips. Suspense is the art of making your audience hold their breath, of keeping them on the edge of their seats, wondering what's going to happen next. It's the feeling of anticipation, of dread, of knowing that something is coming, but not knowing exactly when or how. One of the most effective ways to build suspense is through the strategic use of information. What do you reveal to the audience and what do you withhold? Think of it as a game of cat and mouse, carefully doling out clues, red herrings, and moments of heightened tension. Another crucial element of suspense is creating a sense of danger, of raising the stakes so that the audience genuinely fears for the safety of your characters. This doesn't necessarily mean resorting to violence or gore. Sometimes, the most effective suspense is psychological, playing on our deepest fears and anxieties. Remember, suspense is all about anticipation. It's the slow burn, the gradual ratcheting up of tension that makes the payoff all the more satisfying. Don't be afraid to let the silence hang, to draw out the moments of uncertainty, to leave your audience hanging on the precipice of their seats. Embrace the revision process. The first draft is just the beginning. Revision is where the real magic happens. It's about building up your story, making it stronger. Think of your first draft as a blueprint. Embrace the red pen, the delete button. These are badges of honor, proof of your dedication. Revision is a journey of discovery. Feedback. A gift for growth, not a weapon. Writing can be solitary, but feedback is invaluable. It's like having fresh eyes on your work. Asking for feedback can be nerve-wracking. Choose your readers wisely. Not all feedback is equal. Some connect emotionally, others focus on technical aspects. Approach feedback with an open mind. Readers are helping you improve. Process their notes and decide what resonates. The decision is yours. Trust your gut and be open to insights. Killing your darlings, letting go to move forward. One of the hardest parts of revision is letting go of the parts of your story that you love, even if they don't serve the greater good. It could be a witty line of dialogue, a beautifully crafted scene, or even an entire subplot that you've poured your heart into. But sometimes these darlings, as writers call them, can weigh down your story, distracting from the main narrative or cluttering the emotional arc. It's like having a beautiful antique clock that no longer tells time. It might be lovely to look at, but it's not fulfilling its purpose. Learning to kill your darlings is a crucial skill for any writer. It's about recognizing that sometimes less is more, and that a leaner, more focused story is often a stronger one. Don't be afraid to hit the delete button, to cut those precious words, even if it hurts a little. Remember, just because something is cut from your script doesn't mean it's gone forever. Create a darling file where you can store those deleted scenes, lines of dialogue, or character ideas. You never know when they might find new life in another project. Section 4. Polishing the gem from rough draft to final script. After revisions and feedback, your script shines, but the journey isn't over yet. Now comes the final polish, refining dialogue and pacing. Ensure seamless transitions and vivid descriptions. Visualize every shot, every nuance. Congratulations, writer! Your script is ready to take flight. Believe in your story. Section 1. Lights, camera, action. Your script writing journey begins, so there you have it. We've journeyed together from that initial blank page, through the intricate world of formatting and structure, to the heart of crafting compelling characters, plots that twist and turn, and dialogue that leaps off the page. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? But remember, this is just the beginning of your adventure as a screenwriter. The craft of scriptwriting is a lifelong journey of learning, experimenting, and honing your unique voice. There will be moments of doubt, of frustration, of wanting to tear your hair out and toss your laptop out the window. Trust me, I've been there. But there will also be moments of pure joy, of seeing your characters come to life on the page, of crafting a scene so powerful it gives you chills, of knowing that you've tapped into something truly special. Embrace the entire process, the highs and the lows, the triumphs and the setbacks. Each experience, whether it's a successful table read, a constructive critique from a trusted reader, or even a rejection letter, is an opportunity to learn and grow. Section 2. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the victories. The path to becoming a successful screenwriter is rarely a straight line. It will twist and turn, taking you down unexpected roads, presenting challenges you never anticipated. There will be moments when you question your abilities, wondering if you have what it takes to make it in this fiercely competitive industry. But here's the thing. Every successful screenwriter, every novelist, every playwright, every artist has faced those same doubts. The difference lies in their resilience, their unwavering belief in their stories, and their willingness to keep writing, keep learning, keep growing no matter what. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Finished a scene that you're particularly proud of? Treat yourself to a celebratory latte? Received positive feedback from a reader? Do a little victory dance around your living room? These small moments of joy fuel our creative fire and remind us why we fell in love with storytelling in the first place. Section 3. Your voice matters. Go forth and create. The world needs your stories. It needs your unique perspective, your voice, your vision. Don't be afraid to be bold, to be vulnerable, to write from the heart. The stories that resonate most deeply are often the ones that scare us a little, the ones that push us beyond our comfort zones, the ones that force us to confront our deepest fears and desires. So, go forth and create. Write the screenplay you've always dreamed of writing. Don't worry about perfection, about pleasing everyone, about following the rules. Just write. Write with passion, with honesty, with an unwavering belief in the power of your own voice. The journey ahead may be long, but it will be worth it. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll be sitting in a darkened theatre, popcorn in hand, completely engrossed by a film that sprang from your imagination, a film that touched the hearts of millions, a film that began with a simple thing, a blank page and a dream.